Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Giambetti along with Mike Egan, and Mike was waiting for me to screw up the intro.
Yep.
Because we were talking about it before we just got on the air. But we're glad to be back, and
The professional that you are, I knew you would get right through it.
Thank you. I appreciate that compliment because you rarely give me any anyway.
I compliment you all the time. Wow. Not my fault you work for a paper that doesn't respect what you do for them.
Okay, that's his words. Not mine. So,
Oh, like we're worried the editor's watching us?
well, yeah, I don't know, probably not, but we're back. I mean, after a week, but thank God, we're like a bad habit that never goes away.
Right.
So,
Like an old girlfriend.
certainly, you might know more about that than me, but
Yeah. Or the ex-wives. One of those two.
okay. But we're glad to be here. As you can tell, we're all fired
Comedy
up.
hour today.
Yeah, we're all fired up to be
Brought
here.
to you by Lagamoto.
Yep.
What do we got today?
Turtle Cooler
Turtle
from
cooler.
our unofficial sponsor, Caribou Coffee.
Is that without the shell?
Yeah, there's no shell in there.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Well, that's what all the chocolate,
I wasn't going to ask what that was.
yeah. Well, it's a good thing we don't have button bars around here. because-
Especially since you were just mentioning it, the robin's doing something on your deck. I don't.
I know. I had to take the hose out this morning. And,
Oh, bet the wife like that.
there we go. There's a,
Sorry.
but yeah, some bird decided he's going to do his deposit on my patio sidewalk.
I have to apologize to your mom. Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, she'll laugh if she hears it.
All right, take two.
But
All right, here we
but
go.
we're now
High
maybe-
school sports. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
start
go.
with high school sports. Hibbing baseball team had a doubleheader with Duluth Denfeld last night
Right.
at Wade Stadium. They won the first game 12-4,
Yep.
I believe.
Lost the second game 4-1.
4-1, but Luke Nelson got the win in the first game and also had 4 hits and I think 5 RBI. Kind of weird. I looked at the box score. There was no extra base hits.
Oh wow.
So every hit they had was
Single.
single. So, and then I haven't looked at the other game yet. I happened to get that later last night. I can look at it right now just to see what kind of happened in there. Zubich, there we
See,
go.
this is how well prepared we
Yeah.
are when we come on here.
We only had 3 hits in the second game and 5 errors.
Oh,
So,
that hurts.
yeah. But who had the hits? Ryder Petrie had a hit, Tate Swanson had a hit, and Drew Forer had a base hit out of 3 hits we had. But hey, Duluth Denfeld's usually they're usually pretty strong
Yep.
in baseball, so to split a doubleheader with them's not
Yep.
the worst thing in the world.
In Duluth,
In Duluth, yeah, playing on turf.
playing on turf.
Hint, hint. But so I mean, but I heard that they did lose to Greenway Nashwauk-Keewatin on, I think it was it must have been Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I was over there, so that was unfortunate. But when you have a section game like this, you have to load up against your section team. So I don't know what kind of team they put out there against the Titans. So.
Well, it sounds like they're going to be a pretty good team this year.
Well-
If they can get the pitching.
Well, they have they have the kids that I watched grow up through Little League and VFW ball, and they're winners.
Yep.
I mean, and some of them are the hockey players
Yep.
that have won a lot, so they're used to winning and they know how to win, and that's half the battle right there.
Yeah, that's something that's missing at that high school.
Well, you have to learn
Winning
winning.
attitude.
Losing's easy.
Sure it is. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not acceptable, but some think it is. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they, you participate in a sport to win, not to get a participation boat trophy.
No,
It's
you
just-
don't. You're right, 100% right. But once you get that part of the hurdle cleared, where you know how to win, then then winning comes a lot easier.
Right.
But you have to work hard to get there. And hopefully, you know, some of these kids in some of these sports start learning that, and they can pick up their play. And again, it's not the end of the world when you lose.
No.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I've learned that I've said that on the air about 7 months ago after that unfortunate incident that happened over in England.
Yep.
With a kid that didn't deserve to have that happen to him. So it's not the end of the world when you lose a game.
No.
You just take it as it is, work hard, learn, and go from there, and hopefully get better at what you're doing. So we got that track at Lake Superior Conference quad on Tuesday.
They pull it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, the girls
I thought
actually
they pulled their quad.
Yeah, well, yeah, not like Royce Lewis.
Lewis.
No, yeah. The girls won the meet. The boys finished second. They had, I think the girls had 11 first place finishes, if I'm not mistaken. The boys had 5 first place finishes at the meet. They have the Doc Savage.
This weekend.
It starts at 10 a.m. Saturday morning, and then they're hosting the True Team meet on next Tuesday. So they have some big meets coming up. I'm not sure. There's like 8 or 9 teams at the Doc Savage, and obviously now it's both the boys and girls.
Yeah. And it sounds like the weather's going to cooperate.
Well, let's hope,
Sun will
because
be out, 60-some degrees.
well, that's good. Because you couldn't go by that today when you look out there. No, it's not cold out there, but
No, you're just a disgruntled golfer because you can't go play golf.
well, that's part of it. I'm not going to play in this weather. You can't. I'm getting too old to be swinging in.
Just keep pulling your hose out and water down the deck.
Sure. All right. So that's what's coming up. Well, we have to mention that at the Hamlin Elite Meet last Friday. Now this is the best teams or runners and throwers, I think, in the state. They go down there. Girls took their 4x8 relay there. And I hope I don't miss the name, but it's Melina Sullivan, Jory Anderson, Tara Hertling, and Jocelyn Strukel. And they set a new school record at the meet. But I don't remember the time, but the old time was set in 91.
Okay.
And got to get one more interview out of that, and I'll do a story probably for
Nice.
Saturday. So they set a new school record, and they did not run together Tuesday, and I'm sure they'll probably run together
At the Savage.
at the True Team meet.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the Savage meet. They might not put them together there, but congratulations to them
Nice.
for doing that, because it's a long time in coming. And one of them, I won't say who, I said, well, what do you have? What are your plans for the future here? And he goes, win state.
Nice.
Oh, okay, we'll see.
Yeah. That's great.
I hope so.
That's the shot in the arm that some of the programs could use around here,
Yeah,
maybe. So,
I mean they're that good though. I mean that girls team is very good, and the boys team is getting there. They've got some good throwers. Aiden Shepard won the shot put. I think Vincent Marchetti won the discus, and they're all competing against one another in both events, and they're making each other better. The running events, the 4x8's not bad, and they've got some sprinters. Finn Escalay has been doing very well in the sprints. 400, I think he was in the 200, and he might have been in the 100. So, hopefully, they all do well.
yeah.
Golfers last night took. The boys were 5th, I think, and the girls were 4th at the Lake Superior Conference meet down at Nemadji. Andrew Slatton, I can find that in here too, because I have that. So I am somewhat prepared here. I guess I just didn't. Andrew Slatton yesterday had a 78, and Ethan Sunval had a 79, Drew Buzzy 81, and then that 4 scorer would have been Gavin Schweiberger with an 88.
One of them had a hole in one the other day.
Ethan Sunval hit a hole-in-one at Grand Rapids Grand Slam. He hit it at Pekegama on Friday on the 8th hole there. And they ended up third in that event. They played day one at Pekegama, and then they went to day two Saturday at Eagle Ridge.
Nice.
But you know how Saturday was. I mean, it was like raining.
Cold, yeah.
And a bunch of, like 7 or 8 teams didn't even show up for the second day, but the teams that they did get there, they finished third overall. So
What's the closest you ever come in all the years you play golf to a hole in one?
within inches,
Oh,
I think, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Never had one.
No, my son has hit one, and he unfortunately doesn't let me know about it every day. So.
Oh, yeah.
No, he doesn't, but that's true. I mean, so, but good. I'm glad for him. I'm happy for him. I'll
Yep.
probably never, ever hit one, but you know what? There's the opportunities there.
So when he kind of reaches in his bag and grabs that ball out and goes, "Oh, I can't let you play this one. This is my hole in one."
Well, I hope he has that ball somewhere, you know, in his possession, because you don't get rid of a ball like
No.
that. You got to mark that one up and use it. Not
Yeah, but
use it, but
unfortunately, if you had one at hole in one, you'd have to mark it around all the cracks and all the
Oh,
little
yeah.
divots that you made in the ball.
the
The
smiles.
smiles.
You remember those days?
I remember those days.
You had a Titleist golf ball, and I can't remember what they called. It started with a B, but I can't remember the name, actual coating on the ball. But if you hit a bad shot,
You sliced her.
ooh, you cut those balls
Yeah.
wide open on those. And
Had a few of those.
maybe it was Bellata or something. They had Bellata coverings on them or something. But yeah, I remember the Woodwoods. We actually used Woodwoods, and
And now they got the seen a commercial for the new golf ball that it explodes or something. Not explodes, but if you hit it, it sounds like a shotgun going off.
maybe I need some of those.
Get some of those. You get them at Walmart.
Okay. Well, I know my wife got my son and I some golf balls for our birthdays
Nice.
that are different. You know, they're not like there's some different brand name, but they're probably
Probably got that little European ball that goes further than the
well,
American one.
that might be what they are. So we'll see how those work out once it gets nice out.
They had the trivia question. What before they had the regular golf ball? Back in the day, what were golf balls made out of?
I don't know.
Before rubber was invented.
Good question.
In Scotland?
Yep. Compressed feathers
Oh, really?
and compressed wood, I think it was. So that was a trivia question. So
Oh,
so I throw it out there.
all right.
I know those
Yeah.
feather balls I played with were pretty big.
Tennis. Last night they beat Grand Rapids Greenway.
All right.
They were going down to Cambridge Monday or Tuesday and got as far as Hinckley, and Cambridge called and said, forget it.
Really?
It was raining, so they had to come back. They're probably doing more 50-50 this year, and they're still young. There's not many seniors on that team, a couple, I think. So but they're very sound tennis players, and they're obviously other two sport or three sport athletes. So
Yep.
that'll do Gary very well in the future here.
How long has Gary been a coach?
I don't know.
Been a long time.
Long time.
Very and
Years.
successful program.
Yeah, very successful. Except they seem to have a hard time getting out of the section with Rock Ridge or Virginia. You know, obviously they have the indoor courts, so
Right.
they're playing all year round. So Rock Ridge has kind of had the dominance over the last few years. So we'll see what happens there. I think softball. They have a game today, actually. They had a game today against Bemidji at 2 o'clock at Cheever Field. I don't think this will air before then. If it does, it does. But they're playing today.
Good. Nice to see that they're using Cheever Field.
I know, but they're kind of concerned about that because once the playoffs hit, I think they play more on dirt.
Oh,
So they need to practice, or they need to play on
Dirt.
a dirt infield so they get used to it, because the hops are a lot truer on
That's true.
turf than they are on dirt sometimes.
Right.
Depending on the field. I mean, if it's a well-groomed field,
Yeah.
you're going to get decent hops, but it's different. It comes a lot. I don't know which way where the balls would be hit harder. I suppose maybe on turf, maybe they come at you a little quicker.
I
than they would on
would agree
dirt.
with that. Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they do need to get used to playing on dirt a little bit, so they can be ready for playoffs.
What else? Well, we're looking for a new basketball and a new hockey coach. So hopefully they'll get some qualified candidates for that and get a person that can hopefully help those programs out.
Yeah. And is soccer looking for one too?
Soccer, I think, is looking for.
Boys soccer is looking for a coach, and so we'll have some new hires coming up here.
It's tough.
Well,
Tough to find a coach these days.
well,
We were just talking about the old Duluth East coach didn't get renewed at St. Thomas Academy,
Yeah.
so
yeah. That's intriguing.
Yes.
I suppose if he looks for postings around, I suppose if it interests him, maybe he'd put his name in there. But we'll see.
Apparently things didn't work out for Mr. Randolph, considering he was supposedly the coach of the high school year or whatever they call
Well,
it.
you don't make, you're at St. Thomas Academy, you're held to some probably higher standards, and
In Duluth East?
well,
Mm,
but the sections these coaches play in are not easy down in the cities. I mean, there's a lot of good teams,
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't work out for you. So, we'll see where he lands next. And maybe he's made for the coaching or the college ranks.
yeah, it could be.
I mean, maybe he'll head somewhere and coach in college sometime at some point in his career.
Okay,
No, well, we got a lot of minutes left actually.
well, there's not much to talk about. We got the Wolves, we got the Vikings, we got the Twins. They still got a soccer team in Minnesota?
Yeah, they're not doing that. They're doing pretty well.
Have you ever been to a game yet?
No, I have not been
No.
to a soccer game
I
yet.
have not either.
So this field looks nice from the outside when you drive by it on 94 there. But never been in it. I know the laws want to get me down to a game, but they're going to have a hard time getting me in the car to.
They seem to draw pretty well,
Oh yeah, I know. Their soccer's a big draw here.
It's-
They love their team.
and they don't sit. They all stand during the
No.
match, right?
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Huh.
And they have this, they sing Wonderwall or something during, I don't know how many times during a game, but I know in the Scarves Up thing was a same motto they had for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they're in the top 4 or 5 right now in their division.
Nice.
So
Top 4.
hopefully, yeah. So hopefully they can continue that run.
All right, well, let's talk about the draft. Let's go there first.
All right.
So some of our colleagues at ESPN gave the Vikings C+ on their draft, and one of the guys gave them like a B+, considering they only drafted 2 guys
On the first day.
on the
yeah.
first day. So what do you think about McCarthy, J.J. McCarthy?
Again, we have to wait and see because we don't know. I mean, but I told you before the show started that I thought he did Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah did a good job
Say
of
that 5 times real
yeah,
fast.
quickly. Did a good job of hanging on to his first 2-round picks or first-round picks.
Yeah.
His 2 first-round picks because everybody thought he'd have to trade the farm
Right.
to get
move
up to the top 3 or top 4 to get who he wanted. Now the big talking point now is they either wanted Drake May or they wanted J.J. McCarthy.
Right.
And obviously when that draft, I was listening to K-Fan that night, and the Bears picked and the Commanders picked, and then all of a sudden New England's on the clock and nothing's happening, and then New England picks May, which I don't necessarily agree with because New England's not very good,
Right.
and they need more than a quarterback. they got a long way to go before they can put a quarterback in there.
But the same situation could happen for the Vikings. They've got a quarterback. I mean, they've got a first-round draft pick at being their quarterback. So this might be an opportunity for him to actually show what he can do. And supposedly he's playing for the quarterback coach, who's supposed to be able to work with the quarterback. So maybe he'll do well.
Well, you're not going to know until September.
Right.
I mean, I hope Sam Darnold, does really well because he is young and he was the third. I think he was the third overall. I think he was the third overall pick for the Jets.
Yep.
And he hasn't played on the best teams in his career. I mean, the Jets, and then he went to Carolina, and Carolina was.
But he's playing. You get drafted to the Jets. There's a lot different atmosphere than being drafted to like Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different ball
Well,
game, but.
New York is a tough place to play for anybody, and and obviously it's in baseball, softball, or baseball, basketball, hockey, football. I mean, the scrutiny there is much worse than it is here in Minnesota, obviously. So hopefully, everybody wants to cast Sam Darnold away, but you got to let him play. You have to see what he can do, and maybe with the weapons he has. With Jefferson and Addison and Aaron Jones now in the backfield and Hawkinson when he comes back from his knee injury, and that's not a bad combination.
Yep.
And he has the two tackles. I mean, Darisaw and Brian O'Neill, I think.
And did they sign the guard the other day? Did I see the Rising?
Well, I have not seen if they've signed Dalton Reisner yet.
I thought they did.
Well, I hope you're right because he is a very good blocker. He's a good guard.
He's got the right attitude.
Yeah, and he's been waiting. I know, waiting to get signed by somebody, but you got to wonder why. Unless they still have to sign Jefferson to hopefully a long-term contract, and we'll see. I mean, give him a chance. But I think J.J. McCarthy's probably is a winner. He won the national title. Now I know Michigan. We talked about it earlier. Did run a lot, but he's still he.
They only lost 3 games from junior high through college, so
he's not bad. He's got the arm strength, I believe, and because I don't check up on the characteristics of these guys. So it's hard to tell. I mean, that's why you can tell we don't do any research on the show because.
Well, I did.
All right.
And they say that his leadership capabilities are one of the reasons why he went in the first round. So.
And for Kwesi to go up just one spot, I guess I don't understand why he had to go from 11 to 10 to get him.
Because Denver was going to take him.
Well, maybe, but I can't believe Denver had any kind of ammunition to trade with anybody because they traded for Russell Wilson, and I'm sure they gave up a boatload of draft picks for Russell Wilson, which obviously didn't work out for them. So, yeah, I don't get that. But then to go up from 23 to 17, where he lost just some mid-round picks, that was I think that was fantastic that he get the I think the SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
So hopefully he edge rushes very well for us next year, and that he'll start sooner than
JJ
McCarthy will, or he'll play sooner. I won't say start, but he'll play sooner. So I was totally impressed with how he did it. Now we'll just see how it works out.
Yeah, well, the hype will be starting, so they'll be Super Bowl champs before you know it. So, well, we're running a little close on time. Let's talk about the Twins.
Well, the Twins are
10-game winning streak.
Yeah, I mean, what?
2 weeks ago, they were ready to fire the manager. Hey, Rocky Balboa ain't going nowhere.
Well, let's just say the Anaheim Angels and the Chicago White Sox came along
Great
at the
scheduling.
right time.
Yes.
But then after we played the Angels, the next day the Angels beat Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just weird how that goes. But Chicago had a chance these last 3 games to beat us, but our run differential over the last 10 games is like a plus 37, so the bats have come alive. But now, of course, Buxton left the game.
It hurt.
He was limping,
and
it's right knee soreness, and
the season's over.
Oh yeah, well, let's hope not. But I understand where you're going with that because every time he seems to get going, then he gets hurt. I haven't heard anything on the return of Royce Lewis yet, so I don't know what the timetable is on him.
This is their longest winning streak since 2008.
Yeah. Well, if they can get another 6 games, 15 is their longest in 1991 when they won the World Series.
Right.
So if they could get another 6 games, get 10 games over 500, then you can kind of cruise the rest of the year. You can just kind of, even it out, and you're fine.
Well, you're going to have maybe their losing streak's done, but through the year, you're going to have games where you're going to lose games in a row. It's just going to happen.
But
So,
you have to limit, if it's a 2-game losing streak, end it.
yeah,
You can't, which brings us, we can segue into the Timberwolves because they never lost 2 games they never lost more than 2 games in a row all season.
Yep.
And that's why they were so excellent this year.
and hopefully that'll carry through the playoffs now.
Well, yeah. Now they have Denver, which is defending champs, so that will test them. Phoenix, I'll admit I didn't think they had a chance
No.
against Phoenix, but
Well,
they
no.
totally shocked me.
Oh, and I got 2 words for our friend LeBron James. Too bad. Too bad.
Yeah.
I like Biden. Too bad.
Well.
What a whiny piece of.
Oh yeah. They're done. I just heard before I walked in here, there's 3 players that will be their first time out of the playoffs in I don't know how many years, but it was LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
It's the first time in a lot of years where one of the 3 of them has been in the playoffs. So there's a changing of the guard. I think.
Well, he even admitted it it was in an interview yesterday. He said, "I'm not the GOAT." I said, "Well, you got that right."
And Durant is praising Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is going to be the face of the NBA.
Well,
here.
when Michael Jordan says that boy can play, he's got something.
Is he going to be as good as Jordan or as good as James? I don't know. Hopefully, if that's the case, I hope he stays with the Timberwolves for the next
good luck to him.
15 years. So good luck in your series coming up. It
Another,
might take more than 4 games. That's fine. You have 7, and you're only 12 games away from winning an NBA title.
Yep.
So
good luck.
good luck.
All right.
So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Giambetti. We'll see you again next week on Home Team Advantage.
You forgot to mention.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.